We're going live. Oh, we are live. Hey, everybody. I'm waiting just a second for me to pop up and for Sarah to pop up. There we are, Sarah. I'm going to share us on my personal page. Okay, awesome. We are posted. Yay.
All right.
Hey, Leslie Ballinger. I see you on the screen. I am so excited. Happy Friday. It is April the 17th, 2020. Welcome to the 𝒂𝒅 Show. Leslie Bennett, keeping it simple, keeping it real. And I am very happy to have Sarah. Hey, Sarah.
Hey.
I started to say, did I spell your name right? Do you know that I just realized today that I've never spelled your name right? So, but you spelled your name luckily, so it's correct. Okay. All right. So, Sarah is the Vice President of the Mortgage Division at TC Federal Bank. That's here in Thomasville. She also has experience with business banking and commercial lending, so she is well versed on all aspects of banking and loans. Did I leave anything out, Sarah?
No, that's good.
Okay, that's good. How long have you been in banking?
16 years. I've been at TC Federal for 16 years.
Wow.
Yep, absolutely.
So always in Thomasville, or did you come from somewhere else?
We'll say always in Thomasville.
Okay.
I grew up here, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you must be younger than me. A good bit. Okay, so we're just going to jump right into it. I know that you guys are such a vital part of our community. I know that Thomas County Federal was your old name. Now you're going by TC Federal, and that's just one of the many changes, but I think it's all been really, really great changes over the last few years and always moving forward.
Absolutely.
Y'all got your office in Tallahassee now.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just those two offices?
Right. Well, we have a full-service branch in Tallahassee on Cary Forest Parkway. We have a mortgage loan production office in Tallahassee. So we have the two offices there, and then we also have an LPO, a loan production office in Savannah, with two commercial lenders there as well. So we have really started to expand. It's been exciting.
Right, awesome. And I know y'all do a lot for the community, and I know you guys love the community. So I'm so glad to have y'all on today. So I've got my question sheet here. I'm going to try to stick to it. So what are some ways individuals and businesses can get support right now from their local banks?
So one of the things I really wanted to come on here and say is, your local banks, your community banks, they are here to help you. So if you are a business or if you're an individual, just make sure you are reaching out and communicating with your bankers. If you're struggling, if you have questions about anything that's going on, we're here to help you through that and answer those questions. It's a little bit different than, some of your bigger banks where, most of my customers have my cell phone number. So when they call me, they're calling me directly, and I can get them the answers that they need.
Right. Another big advantage to having local, because I know sometimes y'all maybe can do things that a big bank can't do, right?
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
For instance, we may not be able to get a loan from a big bank right now, but that might be something y'all may be able to do in-house, right?
Yeah, there are in-house loan options that are available. And they are good options, especially for newer businesses coming out. And I think in the next year, I think that's going to be something people can take advantage of, where we can take into consideration, the big picture of everything that's going on,
right?
And make our own decisions on what we want to do and what we can do.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Really I think every time Mary and I encounter something that we don't know what to do, we say, let's call Thomas County Federal. Or TC Federal.
TC, yeah.
And we call your cell phones, and you're always available. So that's awesome.
Right. Absolutely.
So what kind of questions should we be asking our local banks right now?
Right now, the kind of questions you should be asking, if you are encountering a situation where you're out of work, if you're having financial difficulties, just ask your local banker, what can you do to help me? I need help. And don't be afraid to ask for help. so many people are in the same situation right now, and it's a very emotional and personal thing.
Yeah.
But just don't be afraid to ask for help. We're here to do that. We're here to work with you and to help you through anything that you need.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I'm hearing that most banks will allow someone's loans to go into forbearance. What are some pitfalls?
Mhm. Hang on, I
Hang
think I
on.
got I think I'm
That
muted.
was me. I don't know how that happened.
Okay, sorry.
Okay,
So
I'm gonna
you're
start over
talking
again.
about forbearances. Yeah, okay. So on your personal mortgage of forbearance, there's a difference between a deferral and a forbearance, I believe. So just make sure that you understand what you are getting. On a deferral, you're really pushing payments out. So we're saying you don't have to pay us this month, you don't have to pay us next month, and maybe you don't even have to pay us the month after that.
Right.
But what you're going to do is, instead of paying us back for 20 years, you're going to pay us back for 20 years and 3 months, because we've got to make those payments at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas there are some forbearance agreements out there, just depends on how they are set up and what you qualify for. They may say, we will, you don't have to make those payments for 3 months, but in the next 12 months, you got to pay us back all of those payments that we put off. So instead of just pushing those payments to the end, they may require you to pay all of those payments within the next 12 months.
Yeah.
And that might put you in a harder position than if you could actually just make the payments.
Yeah. Well, and I've heard over and over again from people. I mean, it sounds like you're being warned not to take advantage of that and not to do it. So, I mean, so this is a good question. So, when should somebody? What's that?
If you can make your payments, absolutely make your payments.
Yeah.
It's not extra spending money. It's not, it's for people who really need it.
Right.
To survive and get by.
Right. And so if they're not able to make their payment, is there something you guys can do to help them? I mean, whether it's just guide them through maybe help them make their decision, that sort of thing?
Absolutely. We can explore all the options that are available to you. Make sure that you come to us before you get past due, before you're 30 days past due.
Right.
So, catch it as early as possible. If you know.
Yeah, so that's a good point, because the number one thing in affecting your credit is missed or late payments, right?
Yep.
So in a forbearance, if you take advantage of that and you're more than 30 days, then basically now you've got a late payment against your credit, right?
Not necessarily. Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae have come out with some rules on reporting late payments right now.
Yeah.
So there is some, we'll see how that works out, but there's some leniency on reporting your late payments to the credit bureau. But make sure you are talking to your banker first to let them know and to get that forbearance in place.
Right.
As long as you've got an agreement in place, it's not going to affect your credit.
Okay, awesome. That's good to know. So I'm just wondering, I know here a while back when I talked to you, you said y'all were flooded with refinancing. I know new loans. I mean, what's going on with all of that now? I know interest rates are still low, right?
Rates are still low. Rates are still great. We're still doing FHA, VA, USDA. We're doing all of those. We're still getting requests for pre-qualifications, which is a great sign, I think.
Yeah.
We have some refinances still in the pipeline. We've got purchases as well.
Right.
So it's on that front. Yes, it's been good so far.
Yeah. So y'all are still going strong.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what are the credit score requirements? Is there an answer for that as far as the different types of loans right now?
It's really hard to say without having everything right in front of you.
Right.
A good rule of thumb right now is the 620. You're not seeing a lot of people doing the subprime mortgages anymore.
Yeah.
If any. But yeah, there are some lower credit score options for FHA borrowers that are still available. Okay. And those rates are really good right now.
Awesome. So. Yeah, and what I've heard is that they're actually being more lenient on some of the appraisals. Are y'all seeing that as well?
Yes. Whereas they would normally require the appraiser to go in the house and take interior pictures. Again, depending on the type of loan and the situation, they're allowing just exterior drive-bys of the
Right.
appraisal, as
Right.
long as they can get a good value.
Right.
So again,
Well, and
it's all
I've had some people tell me that they want to wait to get a loan to see what the market's going to do. So, well, I mean, what do you say to that?
I say no. I say go. I mean, right now, go ahead and get pre-qualified.
Right.
Yeah, I think the market's still really good.
Yeah,
It's
I do too, and I'm seeing some people get some really good deals right now.
yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
And
Yeah,
and whether even if it goes down below say like 3.35, I know I've seen some people here in the last few days getting
absolutely.
around 3.35. Even if it goes down a little bit more, you're not talking about that much of a difference, right?
Yeah, yeah. If you're trying to hold out for lower rates, my recommendation is to lock now if you can.
Yeah. Yeah. Good recommendation. Good for us too. And we have been I mean, we're still steady getting people calling in, interested in looking. We're still contracting houses, and you know, even we're having to be very creative with our showing. You know, we in many instances the houses are vacant, so that makes it easier. You know, and you feel like you can do it a little more safely. But when a house is occupied, what we're doing is going in, turning on the lights, unlocking the door, and then staying outside. So we are still showing and doing it very carefully, and we're still contracting. So I'm glad to know that rates are still so low. So aside from loans, aside from getting loans, are there any other ways that community banks are supporting the community, and specifically you guys are supporting the community right now?
I think that's a great question. Yes. You see so many people in the bank just supporting their local restaurants, ordering in lunches. You know, as a bank, we're essential employees, and people need their money. So our tellers, you know, they're keeping their areas extremely clean and using gloves and only using the drive-through. But you know, our senior management, they're supporting them by bringing them in lunch sometimes from our local restaurants, at least once a week. I think they're doing that, if not more.
That's awesome.
They're supporting. I don't know if you guys saw from the. I know it was posted on the chamber website, the T-shirts to you know, the fundraisers for Archibald. What do they say on here? Thank you, healthcare heroes. I don't know if you guys can see those, but
Yeah, I can see it.
fortunate to work at a place where, you know, we want to support our healthcare workers. And our CEO, he went out and he bought a T-shirt for every single employee. So
Really?
anytime we can do things like that to support the community, we're doing it. We also have some, you know, mortgage specials. We're supporting first responders with $600 closing cost credits
Wow.
for mortgages.
Mm-hmm.
So those are available now. I'm trying to think of anything else. You've got your signs. I've seen your signs around.
Yeah.
Federal has done the same thing. We've got some signs. You know, we support our local healthcare professions and other places like that.
Yeah, well, so, and being that you are, you know, kind of, you're right there in the forefront at the bank. I mean, what do you see any changes coming down the pipelines, or, I mean, anything that's encouraging or any kind of improvements? I mean, what may we be looking for as far as in the lending and banking world?
It's really hard to tell. You know, what's been really interesting to me is how quick everybody has responded and made the changes that needed to be made, the flexibilities that needed to be made across all agencies. You know, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac with their appraisal flexibilities, their flexibilities they allowed for verifying people's employment, as far as allowing us to reach out, you know, directly to employers' cell phones to get verifications, whereas they normally wouldn't do that.
Right.
So everybody has kind of acted with a sense of urgency, and I think that's a great thing. So I think if we continue to see that, if we continue to see people, you know, react with a sense of we have to make these changes now because it's the best, and then taking action, you know, I think that's going to help everything.
I know it's been phenomenal, because like even with the Georgia Association of Realtors and the National Association of Realtors, I mean, one day we've never experienced this. So one day there's no kind of policy in place, and the next day here we have this. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, and I'm going to give a shout out to our commercial team, our commercial lenders, because with the SBA, the PPP program, they literally, as soon as information was available, we had consultants that we were working with. We were meeting first thing in the morning to say, here's our plan of action. Here's what we're going to do. Here's how we're going to get this ball rolling and get everything going. And they've been, successful in that. I don't even know. They've been working probably 12, 15 hours a day.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Are they still taking applications for those loans, Sarah?
Right now, no. The first round of funds have run out. But I will urge businesses, stay in contact with your local banker. Let them know if you're struggling. There may be round two. Round two should be coming, and they may open up more funds. So always stay open and honest and communicate with your banker, because they're there to help you, and to the more information that you can give them up front and be honest about it, the more they can help you and the quicker they can get it done.
Yeah. I can't tell you how important that is for because you and I both have been through that, right? We have somebody that's got an application, and then we're like, whoop, here's something they didn't tell us about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So any final thoughts that you can leave us with before we conclude our interview today?
No, support your local community banks just like you would your other local businesses, because the people that work there, it's like a small business. We're there to support everybody in the community, and we appreciate everybody else's support as well.
Awesome. Are you in your pajamas, Sarah?
No.
I'm asking that because I saw this thing on Facebook where there's people from waist up, they're looking all professional, and then waist down, they're in their pajamas.
Yeah. But this has been my office for the last several weeks, sitting outside at home. It's been kind of nice.
It looks heavenly, and it's definitely been wonderful weather. And I think that it's going to be interesting to see when things kind of go back to normal, or whatever we're used to as being normal, if we don't continue this thing of doing more video conferencing, working from home, etc.
I think there are going to definitely be some long-term, changes that we'll see.
Yeah.
Just kind of shape the way people do their day-to-day business.
Yeah, except for the poor people like me who live out in the country and we have Wi-Fi issues. So it's until we get high-speed internet, I'm always going to have to be in the office. So well, awesome. So are your hours any different, Sarah, right now, or is it just business as usual as far as that goes?
It is business as usual.
Okay.
Hours for a mortgage banker are very similar to a realtor. This stays right next to us, and we're ready to take calls and return those calls and answer questions as they come up.
Awesome. And I will say that Sarah does that. When it can be Saturday, Sunday, nighttime, she's always available for communication. So I appreciate that too. Well, thank you, Sarah, so much. Thanks for being with us today.
It's fun.
Yeah, hope you have a great weekend. And we're gonna just keep trucking, keep working, and let's all remember to keep supporting local, because TC Federal, we have some wonderful, wonderful local banks that really do so much for our community. So we appreciate you so much.
All right, thanks, Leslie.
Well, thank you so much. Everybody have a great day.
Everyone.
Have a great weekend, and I'll be back here on Monday at 1 o'clock. So I'll see y'all then. All right? All right. Have a great day. See y'all soon.
Bye.